Right, picking up my Like to See a Tarot, and I've got 6 of Cups on the button. So let's do a reading in terms of like, what is it that you are thinking and feeling towards a specific person that you've got on your mind versus what is going on with this person, what they thinking. So let's do your side first. So first cards for the viewer and how they feeling about a certain connection. Just one card, anything else? So that connection that my collective viewer has got on their mind. What do they feel about this? 3 of Cups with the Death. 6 of Wands, 8 of Swords. So, oh wow, okay. So I feel a lot of you in here, like, you know, when it comes to some sort of connection that maybe you've been holding on for a while, waiting for it to come in, had some sort of bigger hopes for. It feels that, you know, a lot of you with this Death and 3 of Cups have put this to rest, have put an end to this in some way. With the 3 of Cups, I feel that for a lot of you, you might have felt that there is a third party involved, that there is somebody else involved, and you didn't want to play a part in this because you know you are too great, you know your energy, you know you are meant for success, you know you are meant to be seen and loved and appreciated by the person that you are with. So I feel like, you know, a lot of you in here, like, you know, might be dealing with connection that was important to you, but in big ways you feel that, you know, it wasn't bringing you what you truly need to get that clarity to achieve that success in your current reality as well in here. So I feel like, you know, a lot of you are definitely letting it go. Right, let me just get a few cards in terms of, like, you know, what about the person that you are connected to, what they feeling, thinking. Well, we have the Moon, we have 5 of Pentacles, we have 9 of Pentacles, and 10 of Wands. So when it comes to the person that, you know, you're dealing with, the person that you are connected to, I feel like, you know, a lot of you did the right thing with moving away and letting it go and focusing and concentrating your energy on your own success to as I'm saying this, because the person that you're dealing with, 5 of Pentacles, the Moon, they are like deeply, like, you know, fucking in their shit of, you know, thinking that, you know, they're not worth it, they, oh my god. And also with this 9 of Pentacles, this 10 of Wands, I feel like, you know, they are still carrying the bags, like, you know, from the past with them all the time around, like, you know, they are very weighed down by the past experiences, like, you know, they are still struggling to see and appreciate their own value. And I feel with this 9 of Pentacles, it speaks of them maybe being a little bit selfish currently, and, you know, just thinking about, you know, their own balance and their own security and stability at this time. And I feel it comes from the place of, like, you know, in the past they have never been really appreciated, they've never been really seen, and it has nothing to do with you as well. But also, like, you know, when it comes to this message, you had an absolute you did absolutely the right thing with moving yourself away, turning your back on this, and yeah, because obviously there's a lot of figures here with having that back turn. So I feel like, you know, you did the right thing of, like, you know, having clarity and just focusing on your own journey, focusing on your own path, because the person that you're dealing with is dealing with quite a lot. Right, okay, I feel like there is a lot more to dive into this energy, and I'm going to pull some more cards, but for the rest of this message, please follow the link to the YouTube, and we're going to go and dive in deeper for an extended reading on this one. So yeah, see you there. Okay, so let's grab some more cards. Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining my YouTube channel. So with this energy as well, let's just dive deeper a little bit into your energy first, and your feelings about this person, like, you know, and the reason you definitely, and I want to say, like, you know, did the good, took a right path by choosing yourself, by turning your back, by walking away. Ace of Pentacles, like, you know, 7 of Cups. So this is this energy of you not being chosen. This is the energy of, like, you know, feeling that, you know, the person that you're dealing with, they, you know, maybe have all the choices. And I feel it also speaks of you having a lot of opportunities and a lot of choices, maybe even in love as well. Like, you know, there is a lot, I feel like, you know, when it comes to you, there is a lot happening in your reality, a lot of things that you can divert your energy into, rather than just, you know, waiting for this person to come in. with this Ace of Pentacles, this Nine of Cups, I feel like, you know, your energy is lifting up. Like, you know, you are really kind of serious about bringing about this new tangible beginning with this Ace of Pentacles. A lot of you might be even like, you know, starting some new like projects. Eight of Wands is coming out, so I feel like, you know, a lot of you are moving up in a sense of like things starting to happen for you. Yeah, Five of Wands, Eight of Wands. So you've had to fight a lot to be where you are right now. Like, you know, for you coming out from this Five of Wands energy, which is like, you know, fighting against the tide, literally, you know, fighting against other people. With this Eight of Wands, I feel like, you know, you are waving big goodbye to any conflicts in your life. Like, you know, you don't want to bother yourself with any energies that are unclear. And thanks to you making that decision as well, you're looking at the Ace of Swords as well. You are manifesting great things. There's a Four of Cups coming out for your energy as well, with the Page of Wands, Four of Pentacles, Seven of Wands. So I feel this speaks as well of you, maybe as well, because of this connection that, you know, didn't come through for you, and you really had like, you know, really big feelings for this person. So maybe, you know, you've got some kind of defenses here now with this Four of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands, Four of Cups. So it feels like, you know, you do maybe in big parts put in like, you know, romance, something, a love, like, you know, maybe it used to be a very important thing to you. Like, you know, you maybe used to fall in love really quick, like, you know, with this Page of Wands without thinking. And it feels like, you know, right now you're a lot more careful, you are a lot more protective of your heart, of your space. You've got boundaries like you never did before. And but with this Four of Cups, I feel like, you know, maybe in some way there is an element of a little bit element of boredom in your life at the moment. Yeah, there's a Five of Cups as well on the bottom, so maybe you feel a little bit left out. You feel like, you know, there is nothing really to look forward to in your life. But let me kind of assure you that this isn't true. And I feel a lot of you in here, when you turn that energy, yeah, I was just about to say, when you turn that energy away from this thinking that, you know, crying over spilled milk and what was and things that are not coming in, when you turn your energy away from that and you turn it into work, this is very specific in here, when you turn your energy and maybe even the experiences, everything that you've been going through, if you turn it into some kind of work in here, whether that is, you know, in writing, in some kind of creative project or anything like that, or, you know, just even talk about it, it feels like, you know, your experiences, if you turn it into work, you know, you're going to bring in a lot of financial stability into your life. Like, you know, with this Page of Pentacles, you've got some new career path possibly for a lot of you, or something that, you know, is going to keep you not enough busy, but you're going to be very successful in this venture as well, like having the Six of Wands previously, like, you know, so turning away your energy from this person that, you know, you were having your hopes for and you were waiting for so long, like, you know, turning your back on them is actually going to, and invest in yourself into something that matters to you as well, you know, with the Pentacles energy, so something that is of value to you. When you do that, you're going to turn this difficult situation and this heartbreak into something beautiful, what they're kind of telling me. So let me just dive deeper into that person that you were connected with. Like, you know, what is coming up for them? Are they going to overcome this darkness that they're in? And is there any, I'm going to get some kind of confirmation from my other deck in sense of possible reconciliation, or whether this is definitely over for this connection. But I have Ten of Swords coming out for them, and I had a Queen of Swords. So I feel like, you know, and Ace of Cups is here as well, the Two of Pentacles on the bottom. So I feel when it comes to their energy, like, you know, this Queen of Swords, Ten of Swords, this Ace of Cups, I feel that whatever you, however you kind of approach the situation, your honesty, the way you were about everything that was happening between the two of you, I feel that, you know, you in a big way are helping this person to close out this difficult chapter. And you are in a big way, like, kind of, I feel like you awaken as well something in terms of emotions, in terms of feelings. Maybe this person has been very cold or very closed off to love previously until they met you. But it feels like, you know, with this Ten of Swords, like, you know, they are here, and this Ten of Wands, so they are ending something here in order to be able to tune in back into their heart center, because I feel like, you know, they are not very much in that heart space. Yeah, there's a Fool as well, so I feel like, you know, they are getting into the stage of wanting to start again, like, you know, to restart certain cycle. They end in a cycle in here as well. Yeah, Hierophant. So I feel like, you know, you're dealing here as well with the person who is spiritual, who is spiritually connected, but and at the yeah, Eight of Swords is coming out, but at the moment they are fighting a little bit with themselves. Yeah, there's a Two of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, so they're still a little bit in this energy of healing, this energy. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles coming out, King of Cups is coming out, Magician is coming out. So yeah, they're still a little bit fighting with those restrictions they placed upon themselves. But I feel like, you know, anything that happened between the two of you in this connection, and the way you, like I said, went about it, and the way you held yourself honestly and with integrity, I feel like, you know, it's really helping this person to wake up and realize that, you know, hold on, like, you know, there's different ways I can go about my life. Like, oh my god, Star has flipped as well. So with the Knight of Pentacles as well, so it feels like, you know, the person here, you're dealing with somebody who, like I said, is connected, is spiritual, is very sensitive as well, but also with this Knight of Pentacles, somebody who's got a rather slower pace, and they all own achievements, and, like, you know, personal achievements, spiritual achievements. So with this Magician as well, it's somebody who I feel like, you know, they are waking up to their powers slowly, like, you know, with this Knight of Pentacles. And with this Star though, it feels like, you know, there is hope for them, I want to say. Right, let me just get my other deck. Hold on, let me just think. Right, I'm gonna get I'll quickly shuffle my Celtic Tarot as well, because I want to put an intention in my head of, is this connection definitely over, or is there going to be a turn back around for anybody in my collective? So is this connection over, or is there going to be anything happening in regards to it? Four of Cups again. Four of Cups, Ace of Swords, and the Tower. So I feel like, you know, okay, so this I feel refers to somebody here like having like this Tower moment and realization as well, in terms of like, so I feel for a lot of you, the moment you kind of like turn that back, and the moment you disconnect yourself fully, or the moment you let this go, this is when that other person is going to have this Tower moment. This is when they're going to get hit by that lightning. And this is when they're going to receive that clarity about the fact that, you know, what they've been handed in was actually of an importance. And they're going to wake up to some sort of truth. There's an Empress on the bottom. And the Emperor. Wow. Okay, so have an Empress and the Emperor showing up, and there's a Two of Cups behind it. So in a question of, I feel for a lot of you in here, like, you know, the person who's been that runner, the person who, yeah, has been heavily overburdened in here, Ten of Wands is coming out again. So I feel this person is going to gain some sort of clarity. Something's happening. Queen of Wands is here as well with the Six of Wands again. High Priestess, oh my god, what's happening here? High Priestess, Six of Wands, Queen of Wands is here as well. So I feel when it comes to, yeah, for some of you, for a lot of you in here, like, you know, you're dealing with a very strong connection that, you know, it's not something that is that easy to disconnect from or to forget. And I feel, you know, a lot of you are going to have, you know, that balance restored. Temperance is showing up as well, and the two of you come in your power. And there's a Fool again, Three of Pentacles, Page of Wands is here again, and the Hanged Man. Yeah, so there's some kind of change of perspective, wanting to bring about that balance again. But I feel like, you know, having this Temperance, Hanged Man, so it's not going to be something that's going to happen anytime soon for a lot of you. This is something that, like I said, you have to, for your own sanity, for your own good, a lot of you just have to forget about this and about this person for some time. Like, you know, you just have to let them go and erase them from your mind and get on with your life, and, you know, invest your energy into your own success, into your own career, into your own work, whatever it is that you're doing, and stop waiting as well what's coming through. Like, you know, stop waiting, like, you know, because I feel like, you know, the more you, just because of how strongly connected, you know, you are, you like, you're both two strong spiritual divine beings. And you know, with this high priestess, I feel like, you know, you do feed off of each other's energy. So I feel like, you know, anytime you are in the energy of despairing or sending them signals of like, you know, oh, get your shit together, or, you know, or in any kind of nasty energy, it feels in here like, you know, you really have to be very unapologetic on turning your attention away from this person and completely concentrate on yourself. Yeah, cut them off. I'm looking at this Empress's blade in here. So I feel like, you know, completely cut that off. Don't give them access to your energy until they ready to step up, until they ready to show up correctly. Until then, you do focus on yourself. Do not give them any access to you. Like, don't give them any like kind of bits of your attention or of your energy. Retreat it back to yourself and let them sort out their own shit, like, you know. And I feel like, you know, in time, and we're having that Temperance, Hanged Man, so I feel that, you know, coming back to it, like, you know, the moment you sort of let go and stop clinging and stop waiting, I feel that's when they're going to get that hit, and that's when they're going to like really put the work into themselves to be able to kind of, you know, because I feel like in parts, you know, this feeling of if they're going to properly feel that they've lost you, I feel that's when they're going to have that wake up call. That's when they're going to realize that, you know, that's when that power is going to happen. And that's when that clarity is going to arrive in their head, that they actually missed out on something really good because they was fucking stupid. So yeah, let them be stupid. You do your own thing. And in time, and I feel like, you know, having that Knight of Pentacles, so in time, they will come back around to it. But whether it's going to be too late or not, who fucking knows? You know, life has its ways, and destiny has its way too. So yeah, you just focus on what you've got to do and what you've got to bring about in your own reality, and don't worry so much about them. They do when they work in the background, whether I feel in parts you are aware of it as well, and like I said, you feel their energy very strongly, and you know, it might be a very hard thing to let them go, but you just have to wish them well, and like I said, get on with your life, because you've got shit to do, and use this energy to kind of turn it into something positive for yourself. Right, okay, I'll leave you with that. Love you, bye.